So thank you for sitting with me. I know you by Freddie, but I would like you to just introduce yourself briefly and then also tell us what Payaza does. So wait, is it Payaza or Payaza?
Yeah, Payaza. Anyhow you want to say, but it's Payaza.
All right, cool. So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Freddie Odro. I'm the country manager for Payaza Ghana and also the deputy global regional manager here at Payaza. And Payaza is a fintech company with a vision of becoming the leading African payment gateway. We currently operate in a couple of markets in Africa. We have licenses in markets like Ghana, Nigeria. We're operating in Kenya, Zambia, Tanzania, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, where we are supporting businesses to collect payment and also to make payments in these markets. We also have license in 50 states in the US, MSB license. We also licensed in Canada, and also we have a license in the United Arab Emirates as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. So considering such a wide reach of your services and where you're operating in, and then also hearing about how cyber threats are rapidly evolving across the continent and even globally, how do you think your outfit is actually battling or handling situations like that?
Yeah, so we have 6 ISOs, and this underscores our commitment to operational excellence and security. We have ISOs like information security management, privacy information management, quality management, cyber security, cloud security, and also our PCI DSS compliance assures our customers of card security on our platform, right? So Payaza, we are so security conscious, and our focus is to ensure that businesses can trade on our platform, process on our platform with that convenience and with that comfort in mind.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So when I think about payment solutions, I'm not a fintech person, but then because I'm very much abreast with like what's going on in the industry and all that, I'm like, why is it that it seems like every fintech like solutions company that comes off in Africa is more focused on payments? Why not the other like financial solutions?
I believe it's also part of the regulatory landscape in Africa, right? In Ghana, for instance, there's a limit to what you can do as a payment processor, right? Whilst you can focus on digital assets in certain markets, in Ghana, there's a limitation to that. So I believe the reason as to why payments in Africa, or should I say fintechs in Africa, are focusing solely on just payment processing, I believe is because of what is allowed in these markets. And predominantly in Africa is payments that most of these regulatory bodies are allowing in their markets.
For those who don't know, like what is the SME Thrive project? What are you trying to achieve with that?
Yeah, so at Payaza, we believe in empowering SMEs. SMEs, or should I say entrepreneurs, face challenges every day. Challenges like access to funds, having the right tools, having the right connections to scale their businesses. You know that these are some of the few challenges that SMEs, or should I say entrepreneurs, face on the African continent. One of the things that Payaza we want to do, or what we are bringing to the table, is that we just don't want to see SMEs as customers that we can process for. We want to see them as our partners, and in partnership is a win-win affair. So we get to benefit from SMEs, SMEs also get to benefit from us. And so in Ghana, Payaza is committing 15 million Ghana cedis to support SMEs, and this support comes in different aspects, right? Not just access to funds, but also access to digital support or technological support. For instance, if we have an SME in Ghana that want to move from just selling on social media to owning their own website, Payaza can provide that kind of support. If we have a young entrepreneur that built a mobile app and is looking for more tech support, Payaza tech team can actually support that young entrepreneur to run his mobile app in the market. So SME Thrive is an initiative to support SMEs, help them scale their businesses across Africa, not just in Ghana, right? So this is our commitment to the Ghanaian market, and we are working hard at it to ensure that businesses in Ghana win with us.
Yeah, that's interesting. And we have like companies like Edanra, startups like Edanra, Night Market, Accra Goods Market. These companies or startups secured cash funding during the Thrive projects you just ended. So like, I'm curious, I want to understand what is the selection process like?
Well, so for the companies that won cash prizes on the day of event, we invited all SMEs to come and pitch their ideas, and Edanra, Night Market, and Accra Goods were part of the team that pitched on that day. And I think we selected the winners based on the innovation they brought to the table, and also we selected our winners based on the fact that they can also contribute to driving financial inclusion in the African market, right? But with that said, when it comes to the SME Thrive initiative, every business qualifies, every SME qualifies. I think the only selection criteria would be you need to be on the Payaza platform, processing on the Payaza platform, right? You need to be using one of our products. Either you are using our collections product on your website or your mobile app, or either you are using our payout solution to do bulk disbursement or single disbursement, or either you are using our payment links. If you are an online trader, instead of advertising your mobile money number, you can use our payment link to collect from both Momo and card, right? So once you are on our platform and we see what you're doing, you qualify for any kind of support that you need from Payaza.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we have global collections, instant payouts, and treasury management. So my question is, how are these tailored to like solving unique challenges with African startups?
Yeah, so you realize that when you look at the Ghanaian market, most businesses in Ghana struggle to scale across the borders of yes, across the borders of Africa, and even some of them are just operating in Ghana. My CEO told me of a story of a friend he met in the US and was wearing a very nice kente, and he bought the kente in a shop in the US.
Yes.
Right? But we have a lot of vendors in Ghana, and people don't know them. Right? So if these vendors have their own website, and they can receive payment from anywhere in the world, from any card in the world, or from any pocket in the world. And we can also link them to logistic partners, right? Like DHL and all these other international logistic partners that could easily deliver items.
Stuff,
These businesses in Ghana can scale because there is demand for goods and services emanating from this market, right? So our solutions is targeted at helping businesses to collect from any pocket in Africa. There shouldn't be a limitation to you expanding your business because you cannot collect in kwacha or collect in shillings or rand, or you cannot take euro payments, right? Payaza offers you that global platform where you can collect from any pocket in Africa. With one integration, you get to collect in Kenya, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Zambia, in Liberia, in Cote d'Ivoire, in the US, in UK, and in Canada as well, right? So this is the value we are bringing to the Ghanaian market and to businesses in Africa, that Payaza would give you that platform. You do one integration and you get to collect in multiple markets in the world. Then also, with that one integration, if in future you are expanding to, let's say, Nigeria or Kenya, you then need to go and look for another payment processor in that market, because with that one integration and because of our footprint, we just have to activate the market that you are entering, and that's it. You are good to go.
This is interesting. I mean, you've said a lot about the capabilities of what Payaza does. And then the question that is ringing in my head is that, do you think there is anybody that is close to you in terms of like what you do as an outfit, as a payment solutions company? And then what what is one thing you would say that you guys have an edge over when it comes to like your other competitors?
Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of fintech in Africa, and even in Ghana, we have a lot. I think there are over 50 fintechs having enhanced PSP. But I always say that what we bring to the table is partnership and excellent customer service. Partnership in the sense that, as I mentioned earlier on, we are not just interested in making you our customer. We want to grow with you.
Yeah.
We want to understand the challenges you are facing and how Payaza can support you, right? This is the value we are bringing to the table. This is what they are not doing. We are interested to know why you could not make a lot of sales yesterday. We are interested to know how we can help you improve your sales today. We are interested to know how we can help you scale from Ghana and take you to Nigeria, take you to Kenya, right? This is the extra thing we are bringing to the table. We are looking for a true partnership, relationship with SMEs in Ghana. Then also, in terms of customer experience, you should be able to get support at 12 midnight. You should be able to get support on your platform. 24-hour support on our platform. I remember I used one platform. I was trying to buy a ticket. I could not make payment on their platform. I called several times. They kept putting me on hold. 2 days, I could not make payment. Ticket prices kept changing. I saw a good deal I wanted to pay for. I couldn't pay. Eventually, I had to send someone to their office to buy with cash, right? And nobody reached out to me to find out why I couldn't pay. This is why we are here. It shouldn't take somebody 2 days to want to make payment, right? You should be able to make payments with a click of a button. And should you ever experience any glitch, someone should be able to offer you that support proactively. Call you and say that we realized we were trying to pay, you could not pay. What was the challenge? How can we help? This is what we bring to the table. Payaza.
That's interesting. So everything you've said has had to do with like, say, more of like business facing. What about like the individuals, like customer, like me? If I want to, just like you said you wanted to buy a ticket.
Yes.
Sorry, you wanted to buy a ticket.
Yes.
So in the case where I also want to buy something, like is there a solution for me, or is just business facing?
So
B2C?
So for now, our products are more of B2B product. So yes, we are onboarding SMEs, but we help SMEs. We give them that kind of support to manage their customer base, trying to make payments on their platform. If an SME give us the green light to reach out to their customers, yes, we can go ahead, reach out to customers who are having any challenge on the platform and help them make resolve whichever challenge that they have.
That's wonderful. So the fintech sector is growing rapidly now. Last year, Momo hit like 1 trillion in transactions. So it's like now everybody's getting on board. What trends are you seeing shaping like the financial like ecosystem in Africa, like in years to come?
Yes, I believe the surge in mobile money usage offers fintech that joy and confidence that we can do more in the African continent. When you look at markets like Tanzania, in 2014, mobile money account users were just about 32% of the entire population. Today, they are around 50% of the entire population. When you look at Uganda, 65% of total digital payment is emanating from mobile money.
What do you think is attributing to that?
This, I believe, first of all, because of smartphone penetration and also the electronic money issuers, or should I say the MNOs offering these mobile money services have done a great job. Platforms like M-Pesa have done an amazing job in the East African market, growing mobile money penetration in markets like Kenya, Tanzania, and it continues to grow. So I believe it's because of smartphone penetration in the market, and also should I say the growing coverage of internet access in these markets, right? So I believe mobile money would continue to grow. For instance, Zambia processed almost $18 billion in gross payment value this year, right? Ethiopia moved from 15 million account holders on mobile money to 90 million in 2 years, right? So I believe this offers an amazing opportunity for fintech to continue to explore ways that we could improve the user experience on the platform and also improve the quality of service on the platform as we thrive to improve financial inclusion in the African continent.
Yeah, that's interesting. What would you say to people who think that, or people who have the perception that fintech solutions is only like restricted to apps, like mobile apps?
Well, I also understand their point of view because today platforms like USSD is getting outdated, though it's still very keen in Ghana.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a wrong assertion to have. Mobile money is not just restricted to mobile apps. Today, POS penetration is huge in the market. USSD services is still very keen in a market like Ghana, where people people using feature phones can still get to make payments, right? And mobile apps today in Ghana, there are still certain areas in Ghana that we still don't have internet access in those areas.
And then there's also a learning curve.
Yes, and it's also a learning curve. And so when you go to those areas where they don't have internet access, we cannot say they cannot make mobile money or have access to mobile money payment. In our quest to drive financial inclusion, other platforms like USSD allows us to do that and to reach those markets or those places that don't have internet access to be able to make payments. So I believe it's a wrong assertion to think mobile money is just limited to mobile apps. There are also other platforms that don't need internet access and we can still consume mobile money services.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now I'm going off script. So like, I'm just thinking, do you think like Africa has the infrastructure enough to support these types of solutions? Like, because in Accra, like everybody has like a smartphone.
Yeah.
But then if you move out of Accra, most people are using like phones that are not really internet accessible, like you just said, like the USSD and all that. So does it mean your market is capped in terms of scalability?
I wouldn't say capped. We've come a long way as a market, as a continent, right? Some few years ago, you could not access internet in places like Axim, Alibo, and all these remote areas. But the MNOs in Ghana have done an amazing job trying to expand their coverage. Though they are not there yet, there's still a lot to do, and I totally agree with you that there's a bit of limitation in terms of infrastructure, which is affecting the financial inclusion agenda. But I mean, it's worth noting that we've come a long way as a market. Today we have people in remote villages, right, that are on TikTok, that have become stars because of access to internet. And it's because of the amazing work the MNOs in this market have done trying to reach these places. And I think the NCA is also working hard with the MNOs in the market to drive the financial inclusion agenda. Also, the regulatory bodies have done an amazing job in the African continent. Recently, the BOG was recognized as one of the well-vested regulators in Africa. Yeah,
I spoke with the founder of Bazaar.
Yeah,
he said the same thing.
Yes, yes. So when the Bank of Ghana, they're an amazing regulator, and they know what they are doing. They have a plan, and we the fintechs, we are all willing to support that dream they want to build in the financial space. If there is one challenge you would say that every fintech solution is like dealing with, what would that be? I believe that would be quality of service.
Okay.
Because today in Ghana, quality of service is not just dependent on your infrastructure as a fintech company. we are plugged into the MNO platforms. When the MNO is down, you are down, right? When the switches are down, switches like Gibbs is down, you are down. And that affects the quality of service and also the customer experience on your platform.
Do you think there is any other way around that?
I believe we need to engage more as stakeholders and share more ideas on how we can improve our services.
So then, if that's like a really major problem, why is that not being done?
I believe it's being fixed.
Okay.
Because I remember some few years back in my professional life, we exactly 8 p.m. the service will go off.
Crazy.
Right, the service will go down. But today we don't experience that again because they are buying more sophisticated technology. They are investing more in infrastructure to help improve the service. And also there's been a lot of stakeholder engagement, some championed by the BOG, some also by the MNOs, and also some by the FinTech Association to help resolve some of these issues. So yes, I mean, something is being done. It's a bit slow, but we'll get there.
Would you say telcos have more advantage in terms of they providing financial solutions to, like, it feels like they already have an existing market. Everybody has like a mobile phone. It's using like a telco service. So do you think that they have an advantage over like those who bring in like fintech solutions, or you think that there is always like a collaboration between the fintech solution companies and then also the telcos to offer like quality service to these people?
Yes, they have an advantage, but as you rightly said, I see it as a collaboration.
Okay.
I have always noted that, and I remember I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was telling him that I don't see the MNOs as a competitor. You cannot compete with these guys because they have the subscriber base, right? They own the mobile money platforms, right? So we, as fintechs, our aim is to work with them and also get a fair share of the market. But one thing is clear: fintechs have the technical know-how to build solutions. Though they own the platform, we also have the technology to scale, technology to improve the user journey on their platforms, right? And so that's where collaboration comes in. And I believe in Ghana, we've done that so well. Fintechs and the MNOs are always working together. I've had meetings with some MNOs where they are looking at collaborating with fintechs to roll out a product.
Interesting.
The MNOs are collaborating with insurance companies to sell insurance.
Nice.
Right? And so in the Ghanaian market, it's not so much of a competition. It's more of a partnership between fintechs, the MNOs, the banks, and the regulator.
That's interesting. I guess partnership is what basically helps scale the market.
Exactly.
So I think what I think fintech solutions have done best is, like, you guys have basically eroded like borders in terms of, like, if somebody wants to do cross-border payments, I think it was really much of a challenge. And then now you mentioned about how if a Ghanaian SME that is signed up to Payaza, if they want to like extend their market to Nigeria, you just activate that for them.
Exactly.
So the question I'm going to ask you is that, do you believe in the notion that the Ghanaian market is small?
Well, in terms of population, yes. If you compare the Ghanaian market to a market like Nigeria, we are small. When you look at the GDP of Ghana to a market like Nigeria and Kenya, we are small. But in terms of prospect, in terms of potential, in terms of digital payments, Ghana is far advanced, right? Ghana has done an amazing job in championing these fintech solutions, right? That's why you see a lot of fintechs in Ghana, and Ghana has become one of the markets that any European fintech company looking to expand to Africa would always say, I want to come to Ghana, right? Because mobile money usage has grown in this market. It will interest you to know that as of January 2024, About 59.7% of our population aged 15 years and older have a mobile money account.
Yeah,
right?
crazy.
So yes, we are small, but we are mighty. We are doing great things, and I believe we still have a long way to go. But yes, we've started well, and we'll get there.
Yeah, this is great. All right, so that's all my questions. But then I would want to know, like, is there anything you'd want to say, especially to SMEs, startup founders, like any advice you want to give them, especially in context with the SME Thrive initiative?
Yes, I just want to tell SMEs in Ghana that yes, they are used to payment platforms. They've seen a lot, but Payaza is in this market to support them. We just don't want them as our customers, we want them as our partners. We don't mind sitting with you to understand the challenges you are going through and how we can support. Maybe all you are asking for is an introduction to someone in Europe, a business in Europe that can help you scale. We are willing to do that. Maybe you've been selling on social media. You are looking at how can I expand? You want to own your own website. You don't have the technical know-how. You don't have the funds to do that. Payaza can give you that website for free and give you access to payment platforms that would allow you to collect from any pocket in Africa. If you are looking at a friend that can give you an advice, Payaza is here to support. Payaza will be organizing master classes bi-weekly for SMEs in different disciplines, bookkeeping, digital sales. Payaza will be organizing that for free for SMEs. Be a part of the family and benefit from this amazing initiative.
Yeah, this is good. So thank you, Freddie, for sitting with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.
All right. So what do you think of all the questions?
I mean, it was good. I don't know what